B, C, D, E, F, you and your mom and your sister and your job and your broke ass car and the piece that you call R, F, you and your friends that'll never see again. Everybody but your dog, they can all heck off. Sorry I messed that up. Hi guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Before we get started, everyone please check out Star Helix, Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, and Golden Assets on the YouTube. And at Not Star Helix, at Hey David Don, and at EQ_crypto. So, I'll wait for a couple people to get here. But we have a very, very amazing tweet coming from Veve. Let me go and get this here right meow for you. Basically, we have, if you can't tell by the title, or if you just click this here, whatever, we have a tweet from Veve and also a Medium article from Veve that's going to take several minutes for it to, and I'll wait till a couple people get here before we start off on this. Thank you for all your incredible feedback on the Veve Master Collector program. We are pleased to share version 1.0, your official launch candidate. Soak it in, and that's the Medium article. So I'm going to dive right in. Call me Greg Louganis. Let's get this read. The MCP is a loyalty program available to all users designed to reward active Veve collectors. Through the MPC, collectors can level up by being an active Veve collector, completing objectives, all while gaining benefits and rewards in a quest to reach a higher level of Master Collector. Summary. All of Veve app users are automatically enrolled in the MCP. You don't need to do anything. Points will be awarded retroactively to all active Veve users. All new Veve collectors are entered into the Master Collector program starting at level 0, starting goose egg. Collectors level up by earning points from in-app activity, which is great, because I spend most of my day in the app. Collectors can earn one-off points and or daily recurring points. A lot of these are stuff from last time, but I'll get into the level points right now. In order to level up, collector must earn points. Points are awarded for collectors in-app activity. Then points can be earned for one-off action. All right, I just read that. One-off points. Here we go. 100 points when you sign up. You get another 100 points when you complete a set. So that's why I was kind of excited. I think it is a good idea to complete sets, even if you sell them right away. If you go and collect a set, like let's say today's Steve Rogers set, I bought that for $141, I think. And it's just the, it's a Hawkeye set, but it's a Steve Rogers like production thing. It's a musical. And if you go and take a look at it, again, like how much are points worth to you? Even if you were to buy this at, I bought it 141, it's worth 145 right now. Even if I were to sell right now and take like a little loss just because of the, the fee that happens, well, you still get 100 points. Like, what's another way to get 100 points? Okay, when you purchase something from the store, on the drop, you get 25 points for that. Okay, most likely having to spend $40 something dollars, give or take, if you're doing a blind box, and you get 15 points when purchasing the collectibles on the market. The variable amount when earning an achievement badge, depending on the achievement type. So I guess we're going to earn badges as well, so it'd be great. Daily recurring points, as collectors can earn daily recurring points based on their collection and in-app activity. Comic daily points are outlined in the comic daily points section. I can't wait to see what that is. Now, collectible points, 1 point is given for each collectible owned. Okay, cool. I have a couple hundred collectibles, so that makes sense. I'm happy with that. Now, if duplicate collectibles are held, they'll be subject to diminishing points. You'll get 3/4 of a point for a second collectible, about 1/3 of a point for a third collectible, and 1/10 of a point for the fourth collectible. So my 10 secret rare gator Lokis are not giving me that much. My 18 common alligator Lokis are not giving me that much. You get a rarity bonus. So you get, an extra 1/4 of a point for a rare, extra 1/2 a point for an ultra rare, and an extra 5 points for a secret rare. And you also get another 1/2 a point earned for the top 5% lowest mints available to the public. And this excludes any comics retained by Veve, which is great. But they don't say, for the collectible bonus points, they don't say if that's per day. I don't think it is. Because 5 points per day for a secret rare, well, depends how much you spend on it. I mean, again, it's Yeah, it's in a different section. So I guess if you have a secret rare and it doesn't say that, oh, after, 2 secret rares, you only get 2 points per day. It doesn't say that. So me with my 10 or 11 secret rare Lokis, I think I have 10. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? All right, secret rare Lokis. Yeah, I got 11. So is that 55 points a day? Because it's not saying that it goes lower the more that you get on, which is really, really interesting. Now, collectible sets points. As sets offer a varying number of collectibles, the points earned are on the number of collectibles within the set. So if it's 5 collectibles or more, you get 5 points. 4, you get 4, 3, so on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If whether you have a collectible set has 5 collectibles in the set or 12 collectibles in the set, like the Kripkins, it doesn't matter. You get 5 points each. Okay, duplicate set points. If you own more of the same set, it's subject to a reduced amount. If you own, let's say, 2 Marvel Mighty sets, you only get 30% points for the second set, 20% of the points for the third, 10 points for the fourth. So that makes sense. Oh, comic daily points. There we go. Daily comic points are on the rarity of the comic. For example, a quarter of a point for a common and up to 6 points for a secret rare. So somebody has asked me previously saying, well, should I get this secret rare? It's like $280, for a comic. And it's 6 points. And it doesn't say that, yeah, they're daily. So you get that each day. But again, spending that much money, for 6 points a day, I guess it's worth it in the long run. But we don't know exactly how much points are really going to be worth. Now, duplicate comics, duplicate rarities like rare, ultra rare, etc. are held. These will be subject to diminishing points, which makes sense. So if you have 2 of them, you get half the points. 3 of them, you get a quarter. 4, you get 10%. And plus 50% if you have the bottom 5%, lowest available. Oh, okay. So 1 point is received for all in-app activity. In-app activities will have a maximum limit of 25 points a day. So that's fine. Points are earned on activities. Recurring points stop accruing after 14 days of inactivity. It's interesting. So if you go away for 3 weeks, I guess on that 3rd week, you don't get anything. Points have a shelf life and must be spent within 6 months of earning. There will be an indication on the app on the amount of points needed to be spent before a certain date. Makes sense. Points which are closest to expiring will be used first. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Points are calculated and applied once per 24-hour period. Points have 2 decimal places. I don't understand that. But earned points may change during certain periods. All right, retroactive points. Now, when the Master Collector program is officially launched, level points will be calculated from the time a collector's Veve account was created. For me, in April, that's good. For some people that got it in like February or January, somebody can have less than half, probably even a tenth of what I have, and be in a much better position just because they were here months earlier. Point limitations. Various measures will be in place to prevent users from exploiting, abusing, or otherwise gaming the system. Now, for sets, points for completing a set can be earned once per set. So you can't just, here's my 10th Marvel Mighty. I complete the set, and then you sell it, and then you get it back, and sell it and get it back. So you can't do that. Points for purchasing are applied once collectible. Points for purchasing are applied once per collectible, which means you can't purchase the same low-cost collectible over and over again. Okay, that makes sense. Usually market purchase points are earned for the first 5 collectible market purchases daily. Okay, so you can only really purchase after the 5th one that you buy. It is not really, After the 5th one that you buy, you don't get any points for it. Level, ranks, and badges. All right, hang on, I got a thing real quick. Okay, sorry. Level, ranks, and badges. So levels, level up. Each collector level is displayed on their profile page within an MCP badge. Okay, so I guess what level you are will be displayed on your badge on your profile page, and the collector level shows wherever their profile is visible. Oh, so you'll see it on the market too. So profile page, feed posts, or market listings, you'll be able to see what level that person is. Which, if you want to not buy from bots or not buy from accounts that most likely had bots, okay, well then don't buy from somebody that has a small They have a bunch of stuff, but they have a really low level. As collectors reach specific milestone levels, they'll gain access to items, newer expanded features within Veve. 3D level badges, you get one for every 10 levels displayable in showrooms. Expanded profile, a free number of premium market listings, expanded AR features, drop raffle access. Rank long levels of the MCP consists of 23 ranks. Collector's rank is based 23. I feel like that's so much. Didn't Jim Carrey make a movie about that? Now, unlike levels, ranks are not static or kept permanently. As a collector, your rank position can move up or down based on your performance relative to other collectors. For example, you might be a mid-tier rank, and if your rank was to increase, you may replace a collector in a higher rank who would move down rank position. All right, that makes sense. Various activities from within Veve will reward collectors with achievement badges, so I can't wait to see those. I really like badges. Drop raffle. The collector can buy as many raffle tickets as their points will allow. When the drop raffle closes, winners will be randomly selected from the pool of ticket holders. Those successful in the drop raffle can purchase their chosen collectible, and the points for all drop raffle tickets the winner purchased will be spent, but collectors who are unsuccessful in that drop raffle will get 90% of their points returned, which is fantastic. Now, at a set time before a drop, the Master Collector Program MCP drop raffle will open to those collectors above the required MCP level. Okay, so I guess you need to be a certain level in order to participate in that. Now, the collector can choose which collectible and rarity they want to buy the drop raffle tickets for. The number of collectors competing for a collectible will be shown. However, the number of drop raffle tickets will not be shown. Okay, so I guess it's, you know, if you are in the top 10, or let's say there's 10 people or 100 people or 10,000 people trying for that collector in that program, but you don't know how many tickets they're wagering. The MCP drop raffle will close a short time before a drop, and successful collectors will be notified before the drop, and the winners must claim the collectible before the drop takes place. If a collectible is not claimed before the drop, it's returned to the public drop pool, but when a winning collectible is claimed, the collector is prompted to make the payment in gems, and the collectible will be delivered to their collection post-drop. So I guess that you need to pay for in gems. Accessories can be purchased with points, and they will generally be non-licensed, high-edition items, allowing collectors to trick out their showrooms. Interesting. I wonder if you could be able to buy that with OMI. I hope you can buy that with OMI as well, because I don't want to spend my points on something that's really, really high mint. I'd rather spend OMI on that. Premium market listings we've gone over before. They'll be available for any one collectible. Premium listings will be featured on the market landing screen, as well as, and we'll get more into that and later. Master Collector Program Pro. With MCP Pro, collectors can gain exclusive features within Veve to grow their collection and access additional Pro-only features. Collectors in the top 6 ranks will automatically gain access to MCP Pro at no cost. Good for them. Whereas all other collectors who opt in will be charged a monthly subscription, pricing to be shared at a later date. So we don't know how much that's going to cost. And the subscription will be accessible only above a specific level. So if you're like the first couple levels, probably won't be able to do it. And the top 6 levels, they don't have to pay for. They're automatically enrolled. That I hope we can pay for in OMI as well. Now, features. Small percentage bonus on all points earned. Oh, wow. Okay, so all the points earned, you get a small percentage bonus. Exclusive MCP Pro badges to display in showrooms. I really want that as well. It's just a flex. Premium user profile badge, display rarity and edition number next to collectibles and showrooms. I really like that also. I really do like that also. Auto bid feature on market auctions. All right, so only if you are in that MCP Pro badge, if you have that Pro thing, only then can you burn collectibles for points. Free drop raffle tickets per month. Oh, you get free tickets per month. That's insane. And renting collectibles. Okay, so only people that are in there can burn collectibles. They can rent collectibles. So you really want to be in there. Why? Because if you do, then you can, whatever it costs, let's say it costs $10 a month, you can rent one of your collectibles for $10 a day and make that back literally in a day. Definitely worth it, in my opinion. All right, so roadmap. To make the MCP available to collectors in an expedient manner, features will be rolled out in phases, with each phase focusing on key aspects of the program. Phase 1, you get points, you get levels, you get ranks. Cool. See who's who, see where's where. I expect that in Q1 of next year. Phase 2 is drop raffles. Drop raffles, I also expect in either Q1 or Q2 of next year. Now, the accessories for Phase 3, you get accessories, premium market listings, and badges. I think those could also be in the first half of next year, Q1, Q2. Now, Phase 4 is one I don't think we'll get for a while, MCP Pro. That's the one where you can burn your collectibles. That's the one where you can rent out your collectibles. I don't think we get that until Q4 of next year. Why? Because the Veveverse probably won't come out until end of next year. No need to rent out your collectibles if you can't do anything with it. So I don't believe that the first 3 can happen relatively easily, especially the first 1 or 2. Let's say Phase 1 comes out in like February. Ideally, I think we would want to get on exchanges, only to NFT. Actually, we don't really need to for points, levels, and ranks. All in Phase 1. That could happen very, very quickly. The drop raffles, I think we would want to get. We would want only to NFT, so maybe that's late Q1 or early Q2. Phase 3, the accessories, the premium market listings, and the badges, I think those can be Q2 as well. It's a Master Collector program that I don't think will be for a while. And there's FAQ over here, but we don't need to go over that. Let me get to comments. Wave Select, what's going on? Grovertron 2022, baby. Villfinger says, let's go. What's up, Giovanni Day? B-Boy Steve. Thank you, Giovanni. I've been feeling better for a few days. It's just my throat that's been the issue. But hopefully it's much better now. What's up, Sergio? How's it going? Thanks for no problem. And ask me anything, and I'll do my best to try to read and guide. Because did you see Naruto are making digital collectibles? I did, and I hope they look cool. I hope they're good. Govertron's is very exciting times, guys. Stay humble. Yes, of course. Wave Select, February 22nd, 2022. I guess he thinks that's when we're moving or when we're mooning. Only Player One says maybe try a few squeezed lemon juices with some salt. Might help feel better. I've been doing a lot for my throat, mostly just resting and not talking. Honestly, if I didn't make those videos while I was sick, I would not have talked that whole time. I would have maybe talked on the phone with my girlfriend for 10 minutes, but that was it. PV Assistant, what's going on? Doesn't says they didn't they already do this? That was like their first iteration. This is the newer iteration. Like this is version 1.0 official. The only things we don't know right now is when those phases are going to be implemented, and also when the how much we're going to have to pay for that premium Master Collector program. Yes, it's the new version. Thank you, Veve Assistant. Truth Experience says, this is the way. Justin says, Veve NFTs will migrate off the app, so this is almost irrelevant, and people will decide what's valuable, not MCP. I wouldn't say this is irrelevant, because there's a lot here that you can't do off app. Again, like burning and renting out collectibles, that you're going to need to do in the Veveverse on app. And I also, I talked to, I don't know what I should say, I talked to somebody at Comey, and I mentioned the idea, hey, remember in not Game of Thrones, remember in Mockingbird, what's oh my god, Katniss, Hunger Games. Okay, so remember in Hunger Games, when somebody dies, you hear like a cannon shot, and a notification appears in the sky, and the person's face appears, and they say this person has been eliminated. I asked them, wouldn't it be great if we got a notification on our phone, something that you can opt into, nothing that, because it but something that you could opt into, saying you get a notification every time somebody burns a certain collectible that you like a Secret Rare Spider-Man or a common Captain America, whatever it is. And they love that idea, and they'll probably do that maybe at some point. I would say at some point next year. So expect that. Again, most likely it's something you'd have to be notified to go into. Like, hey, I would just put it on for all of them, and I can't wait to see like the Rebel Ducks spreadsheet on all of it, saying like, oh, hey, guess what? We have those tables saying that, oh, you know what? We have 50 of these were burned today, 10 of these were burned, 1 of these were burned today. That's insane. So I really can't wait for that, and that's something that is not really going to happen off app. But that being said, Yeah, when some of these are being able to be purchased for Omi or being able to be purchased on OpenSea, Justin's right. A lot of people with a lot of money are going to determine what that's going to be going for. I guess it's the people that hold them because they can charge as much as they want, but I guarantee you there's going to be a couple people at first that will go and list them for really cheaply on OpenSea. Margaret says just bought an alligator Loki. Don't drink vape and Veve. Yeah, yeah. Which one did you get? Did you get a common? Did you get a ultra rare, secret rare? Let me know. Tap Straight says, Randy, are you feeling better, Bromingo? Bromigo? Much better. I was feeling a lot better on Monday, so I did stream. But on Monday, I streamed for 2 hours, and my throat couldn't handle it. I was coughing for like 4 hours afterwards. I was like, I'm not doing this again. So I took a few more days off. I streamed earlier today, and that seemed fine. I streamed for an hour, and I'll see how long I can go here. Sean says, no duplicates points for common and uncommon comics. Says, meh. Yeah. Carlos Yurio Stigui says, what are the main differences between this version and the previous version? Seems the same. They are very similar, to be honest. I did that live so long ago, I don't remember. Atroy says, once they catch wind that people are completing sets just for the one-time points, they'll change it. Something to the effect of holding the set for a minimum amount of time before awarding the points. Again, you could only do that once, because they say you can only get a set, you can only get the points for completing a set once. You can't do it multiple times. So I don't think they would need to. I think they would just go and say, oh, hey, they collected it, cool. And then if they go to collect it again, they don't get more points for that. So unless it's like, the only way they would is if it's a new day, and then let's say that they sold it uncommon the day before. Well, now they get 15 points for buying something off of the marketplace, but that's not because they're completing a set. That's just because you get points for doing that, up to 5 times per day. Joseph says, now let's focus on the token. Oh, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. I mean, the main thesis for the tokenomics, it hasn't changed. It's, if anything, they're just, burning a lot more right now because the token's so low. But it was 0.0071 today. It was 0.006. I think it was 6.8 at one point. Let's see what it is now. Let's see how people are reacting to this. All right, it's about the same. 0.0069. So that's what it's been like today. Pretty hefty as of this morning. But they should get on exchanges. Like they said, phase 3, transfer to immutable to get on exchanges will start in January. I think we can get exchanges late January. I'm not going to expect them until early to mid-February. But if it comes late January, happy surprise. Ray Grenade says, I don't know, sets have pumped and dumped and pumped. I'm just buying what I like at this point. Yeah, pretty much the same. J-Man says, smash that like button. Just says, temporary points and hodling just don't go together. Well, the points you get forever. You have to spend them in 6 months. But hodling, yeah, there's so many different ways to play this game. You can hodl for, you could hodl and you get points each day for hodling. And, over time, you're going to be able to go and sell that for more than you paid for it if you hodl long enough. Assuming you bought the floor and it's a popular item. Although, I don't know. I think that at some point next year, when we have 8 drops a week, I don't. When we have 8 drops a week next year, I do see a lot of these collectibles. Some people will be like, I don't know. A lot of people now that have been here for months, let's say that are holding because, they're holding for whatever reason. And then next year when suddenly they kind of run out of money or they do whatever, say, okay, well, this is something that I really like, and I don't like this that I've been holding. This doesn't give me joy. So they're going to sell that. I think that's going to happen to a lot of people. A lot of people that are holding on to like Mermicornos or Unicornos or whatever, they're going to sell those. They're going to get what they like. Now, that being said, I still hold all my Mermicornos, all my Unicornos, all my Kripkins. Do I like them? I mean, I guess they look cool. I like the Kripkins. The other ones I probably should sell. I don't want to sell right now because it's such a low market, such a valley that we're in. Um, but then at the same time, newer people come in that will love that stuff, and they'll just be like, "Oh, how are you giving these away for so cheap?" Like, I guarantee you, there's a lot more. There's more than 5,000 people or 9,000 people that really like those Mermicornos or Unicornos, and they'll get them just because this is the way. Uh, J Man says, anyone have the Mickey set? I do not. Arjun Garg says, Sean C. and UC Comics are exempt from duplicate comic deductions. You didn't read it right. Oh, commons and uncommon comics are exempt from the duplicate comic deductions. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. Sean Hudson says, nope. Robert M says, so start staking on NFTs time now. Stacking or staking? I don't know when we'll be able to stake. They didn't mention that. That'll come in another article. But yeah, I've been stacking. Like I said, the last couple of the last like day, the last like 24 hours, I bought like originally I only had two common Loki Gators. Now I have 18 common Loki Gators, and I did it because there's again that you could able to buy them for $40 like at the store, like when they first were released, and now you can get them for less than that. And I think that's silly. I think that's what like I don't know. Also, I really love alligators. I want to be the brown Steve Irwin. I like Loki. I think again I'm not 100% sure what I want to accomplish with that yet. I think Taps Trade says I should have like a castle in the VV verse, and I should build a moat around build a moat around it and fill it with all the alligator Lokis. I would, yeah, I really want one. Oh, speaking of Taps, says agreed on Master Collector program time frame. Same. Sean Hudson says never mind. On Arjun, you might be right. Just how much do you think you can rent out collectibles like R2D2 and Avengers logos for when the VV verse is here and the prices of these collectibles are way higher than right now? I mean, you're definitely going to have people that are going to want to purchase those or want to rent those just for the flex, just for saying, oh, hey, guess what I got? Look what I got. Like, again, Twitter would not be making it so that you can take your Twitter right now is making it so you can make your profile picture an NFT, like a verified NFT. They would not be doing that unless that had social capital. They would not be doing that unless there was a real want or need for people to flex with what they have. Well, I've seen it before where some people go on Instagram, they rent a plane. They don't buy, they rent a plane and they take a photo shoot on that plane. They take a photo shoot with the plane, with cars. I understand that where it's like, oh, okay, you want to show off and you'll get likes on Instagram and I mean, that's going to work for us. Like, I don't care about that. Well, maybe I will. But I think that's great because one that's art. That's like an expression of self, and so it's cool that they can do that. That's another thing. People are just gonna flex, but other people are gonna make art. Like, am I Jesse from Breaking Bad? Because that's art, Mr. White. I think that there's gonna be a lot of good that comes out of it, but also again multiple ways to play this. There's going to be things in the VV verse that most likely you're not going to be able to get into unless you have a certain collectible. And what's the best way to get that if there's none on the market and you don't want to pay 50, 100, or even a couple $1,000s for it? Oh, hey, I just want to check it out. Let me rent a collectible for a couple dollars a day. I'll go or an hour, whatever. I'll check it out. If I like it, maybe I'll buy the collectible on the market. And if I don't like it, then I'll just I'll rent it for the day. I spend a couple dollars. That's the biggest loss. But I also think that they might have special events in those separate things, and you can only compete in those special events if you have those certain collectibles readily available. So imagine, let's say the first couple of monsters that are in the VV-verse appear, and they're appearing next to VV City, wherever, and we have to take them down with our Marvel Mighties or our Powerpuff Girls or wherever, and we go to take them down. And suddenly, like, we get loot from it. We get raffle tickets. We get points in the Master Collector program. we get, free things to put in our houses on land in the Veveverse. Like that type of stuff can be bananas. And then suddenly people get addicted to that. Whereas let's say you only do 1% of the damage, doesn't matter. You're still getting some of that loot. So get people addicted to that. And then, that feel good part of your brain says like, oh, I did something good. I was working at something and I got rewarded for it. And then they go to say like, oh, hey, we're going to do that, but it's going to be a special event over here in the Veveverse, over in Marvel Land, or over there in Star Trek, whatever. And you need certain collectibles to go do that easily. That's going to be, those are going to be one of the quickest ways. And if you can do that with Omi, and they say like, hey, 10%, 5% of this Omi that you're going to get for rented collectibles, yeah, that's a fee. That's going to get burned. Oh my God, I can't. That's going to be bananas. Oh my God, I need more. I'm going to buy more. No, I don't need it. All right, moving on here. Arjun Garg says, yeah, it might be worthwhile to start stacking those for points. Relax Dinmok says, cheers from Belgium. Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers. I love European beer. I don't have one. Sean Hudden says, Arjun, I got a stack of Amazing Spider-Man 1 comic. There you go, Sean. Joseph says, a Steve Hawking's throat talking device would be lit. That would be pretty cool. Ahmedi Nijat says, bro, a little late today. Can you recap? I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Basically, all very good, positive things. But the Master Collector program, you can go and, either go to the beginning of this or it'll take a few minutes to read, whichever you want. But ask me anything that you have. Any questions about it, I'll totally answer or try to answer. Top Shot says, exactly. Arjun says, nice. I bought a couple, but I wish I got them on the drop. I feel you. John says, at Ahmedi, the man's trying to rest his... it's okay. It's okay. Ask me anything. Arjun Garg says, hopefully I'll get some return on those from current prices. Yeah. Again, I'm not... So also, I should say, my reasons for buying these, the Secret Alligator Lokis, they started because I thought that was one of those collectibles that were very susceptible to people coming in and just buying up the whole floors and then just burning them. And then saying like, okay, well, why would they do that? Well, grab 10 people. Again, I'll show you this, for those of you that were not here this morning, I will show you this text that a buddy of mine sent me. He had screenshotted a text that he sent to his friend, and you could look, it says August 27th, so that's when he sent it. It says to his friend, quote, mark this day on calendar, me telling you to buy the OMI token, or a Comi in parentheses, on the Bit4X exchange. The current price was 0.0029. Again, this 27 August. He says he guarantees to hit 0.0075 by Christmas, which we've hit that twice already. 0.0084 and 83, before we went down. And he says 1.5 cents by this time next year. Says hopefully, definitely, possibly, or 5 cents or better. I told him, tell him you're revising and you want to get 5 cents by March, because that's what I think. But I go and the reason why I bring this up is because after that, he says, check out this exchange and this date. This is me sending to my best friend who is a Wall Street wizard and earns $10 million per year. So you know that him and his firm they're going to get that when it goes on Coinbase. I asked did you ever get in, or is he waiting for other exchanges? He says either creates a reporting nightmare for him, so he's probably on the sidelines watching. But that person that I just read that text from, he's in this pretty heavily. So where was I going with this? I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so if you get one person like that makes 7 figures or 8 figures a year, and they say they just want to watch the world burn, it's like, let's just take this collectible and we'll buy up, let's say 5 or 10 each, and then the rest of them they say, instead of spending $1,000 on it each to burn it, we have 10 of us, let's all put in $100. It only costs $100 to get one and then burn one, and they could do that as many times as they want because they're rich AF. And so that's why I got Secret Rare Alligator Loki to begin with. because I thought that was very susceptible to that type of play. And then I just fell in love with it. So Cody Thrive, what's going on, fam? Says, what percentage of your portfolio is in OMI versus VV NFTs versus Pokemon cards? Love your stuff, bro. So I don't know how much of my videos you've seen. Thank you for that super chat. But earlier this year, I had, between like $400,000 and $500,000 net worth total, like not like cash, like it was net worth. It was in Pokemon cards, it was in Tesla stock, it was in Bitcoin, and I sold it all. I have 2 Pokemon cards left that are graded. I sold my Tesla. So in Akomi products, between the NFTs and OMI, it's like 97% of my net worth, if not more. Maybe the only reason why I think it might not be that much, maybe 95%, is because of Earth 2. Earth 2 is something that I have not sold. I've only added money into. I have like I think I have about $6,000 in there waiting to buy Essence. Long story short, Earth 2 was that is going to be one of the biggest metaverses. So that's why I kept that. But so Cody, yeah, that's my answer. It's like 95+% of my portfolio isn't, like, I have like $2,000 left to, like, in my bank accounts. So yeah, it's not a lot. Now I can double. I can get another couple grand by selling those Pokemon cards, and then I can pay rent in January. Whatever. But yeah, it's all in Akomi. Now, where was I beforehand? Okay, there we go. Sean Hudson says, at Arjun, we all wish we scooped Marvel 1s at 3 gems. I know, right? Yeah, so Arjun, I don't... The common Loki Gators, I'm not buying now because I think they'll be a great return, although I don't think these are going to stay low forever. I'm buying them just because I love them. I want them. I don't think I'm going to burn them. If anything, I would just rent them out or sell them. I don't think I would burn them. I would buy other things to burn if I am going to go that route. Only Player 1 says, I like Master Collector Program to compete against real collectors, not people with bot accounts. At least it's more likely a real collector/flipper is secured. Agreed. Top Shot says, renting out NFTs is something people are going to love because it's passive income. Those 2 words get anyone wet these days. They do. Passive income for a lot of people, it's like a fever dream. It's like, it's not possible. It's like, how does this happen? It's impossible to get. But with that, it's make it while you're sleeping, because I think that's one of those things you won't have to be awake for. You could set it, oh, hey, if anyone wants to rent this out for an hour, 5 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, here's the prices, and boom, it's in the smart contract. Like, just like right now in the marketplace, you could list up something, go to sleep, and then you wake up, oh, it's sold, I made money. That's something that you can do for renting out. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be bananas. And that's gonna be doable for a lot of people. Taps says, cannon shot sound whenever a collectible is burned would be sweet. I think so as well. Robert M says, start stacking cheap collectibles and comics now, because prices will pop when the dates are released. I mean, I'll rent them out. I'll rent mine out, because I will be playing this game. Like, when it comes out, like Veve versus we can play, I'm going to be playing. But obviously I can only be, I think, only one person. I don't know. Maybe you could have like a party. You know how, like, in the game Pikmin, you're like Olimar? Like, you're the character, but you could have a bunch of other Pikmin following you, and you could, throw them at other things. So maybe your avatar can be your avatar, something that looks like me, or I'll make myself look like Antonio Banderas in that. In the VV verse, but let's say my avatar would be Secret Rare Spider-Man, or Ultra Rare Spider, whatever. That still leaves me hundreds of collectibles that I'm not using at that point. And let's say if you're allowed to have, let's say, 3 collectibles follow you. Okay, well, maybe you get bonus points for having everyone in the Spidey family. Okay, so I'll do, one from one set, like a Secret Rare Spidey. I'll do one from the Ben Reilly set, and I'll have one other thing from the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man set. So, we're all in that together. I get a bonus. Well, okay, I still have hundreds of collectibles I can rent out. Even if I rent them out for $1 a day, that's $200 a day. That's freaking nuts. And clearly, the market will demand that you rent them out for more. Yeah, I don't see. I don't know. That might be something that goes differently, where I don't know if you're again if there's going to be millions of people, and I'm very curious to see where that goes. Giovanni Day says, yeah, people would go crazy hearing that sound, knowing its meaning. Dude, they'd be like, oh god, they would guarantee you people would immediately stop what they're doing, like, oh, what got burned? What got burned? It'd be like Nicolas Cage in that movie, how'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? And shout out to Wendy Stibalis for translating that article. She's translating that right now, so she is amazing. Love her. Just says, at taps, rip headphone users. Player 2 says, Roger's poster is so cheap. Got one at $135 to complete a set for 100 points. I know, right? And even if you didn't like that set, even if you didn't like it, you could just buy it and then sell it, and then, okay, it costs you a couple dollars for 100 points. It's ridiculous. Just says, absolutely, we need to use all those psychology strategies. Do need to use every single one of them. BV Vault says, what's new with this MCP? Anybody know the highlights? They gave us updated numbers. The numbers were updated as far as points go. Comic points were daily, and they just gave us updated points, like the spreads of how many points you get for each collectible / set. Taps Trade says, at Player 2, I bought the Rogers poster right when I saw the article. Hopefully it'll pump because of this. Sell higher price, then rebuy when the euphoria wears off. Oh, that's a really good... Yeah, I don't know what the market's doing right now. Let's take a look-see. Oh, geez. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I got so many messages here. It's gonna take... I'll get back to people at some point. But yeah, let's head to the market and let's take a look at the common alligator Loki. That didn't move at all. It's still $37.99 for that. So that, but that's, again, it's not really a popular character. I would expect something. Let's say Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic is one that's selling for like $19, and this is also why I think you could probably buy the Groot set tomorrow with like $500-600. Because Mr. Fantastic has 28,999 of them, and Common Groot is going to have 28,888 of him, and that's just the common. And Mr. Fantastic is selling for under $20. So I think the Common Groot is going to sell for $40 or less, so retail or less. And the uncommon has an advantage because it's animated. I think that's going to be interesting because that's the only uncommon that I think is going to be animated. So far, because all the other ones have been ultra rare and secret rare. I don't even think a rare has been animated, but that is going to be really interesting because if you look at no, I don't need Saint Nick. I need the Guardians of the Galaxy, Holiday Groot. Yeah, the uncommon and the rare are going to be animated for that, which has never happened before. So that might help it out a little bit. Cody Thrive says, secret rare Spider-Man to 1 million. Oh yeah, you bought one. When Omi goes to, let's say, like 5 cents, and we have Omi to NFT, I'm going to spend a lot of Omi on Pokemon, but I also think that if Spider-Man is under $50,000 still, I'll probably buy another one. Yeah. Carlos says, I wonder why Veve hasn't burned Star Trek Borg Cube like they did Captain America. Are they still available? Interesting. I don't know. Crystal Scholar says, Roger was a full set for $60. That's a good deal. You got him for 60? I feel like the Rogers, I got him for 141. I think it's higher now. Cody Thrive says, how much of your portfolio is in Pokemon versus Veve? It's nothing. I have 2 cards left that are worth like a couple grand, like maybe $3 total. It's not a lot. So yeah. Player 2 says, at Taps Trade, same here, bought 2. Nice. Keith S says, I've been here since February and have 401 NFTs on Veve. Dude, Keith S is killing it in the Master Collector program. Crypto Scholar says, Keith, nice. Squid Cat says, soon there'll be drops every day. Most of us can't buy everything. Training myself to buy what I like and what I think will moon. Yeah, I think eventually, again, I don't really have any like attachments to, well, I do like the Cryptkins, but I don't really have any attachments to like my Mermicorno or Unicorno set. The only thing that really helps me out is the Mermicorno one. I charge a Tropicana per month to be on the fridge, and well, I sell them every now and then because I only have 2 of them. Maybe I'll sell another one. Maybe I'll sell one. Let's see. It's $83 is the floor. And sell one for. Let's see if I do it for $75. So put it on there for $75. Just see what happens. And if it sells, I can get another common alligator Loki. Oh, we got a Taps Trade super chat. $5 hair saying, what are the names of your 18 alligator Lokis? The commons? So Taps, you remember that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where Toph tries to teach Katara to be a proper lady of society because Toph, comes from royalty and money. And then when they come into the room, Aang says, wow, you look beautiful. And then Katara goes to speak. And then Toph says, like, no, Katara, we don't talk to the commoners. I feel like there's going to be a class society with my alligator Lokis. Like, it's going to be, like, Prince Vegeta, Saiyan versus, like, Kakarot. Like, there's going to be royalty. I think that I will name my sub 100 alligator Lokis. I have 2 secret rare sub 100s. I have 1 ultra rare. My ultra rare and my common, the 2 that I have that are sub 100s, they're number 69. I paid about $2,000 total for those, so I have to find number 69 for secret rare. But I'll probably name those 4. I haven't decided. Munchie, Peter, Davis, and Lefty. All right, Taps. Those are the 4. I don't know which ones are which yet. Munchie, Peter, Davis, and Lefty. Those are gonna be the 4 names. And if I get another one, Taps, I'll name it after you because you super chatted. Now, where was I beforehand? Okay. Yeah, so Squid Cat brings up a really good point. Say there's going to be drops every single day. And when that happens and we can't keep up, I've kind of not really shot myself in the foot, but I don't have... I had every DC thing at one point. I had every DC collectible at one point. And I do not anymore. I still have some good ones. Like I'll always have that first set, the Batman Black and White set, because let's say that's $8,000 for that set right now, give or take. That's going to be a $30,000 set at some point. Because Todd's going to get really huge, and then again, people that want the first set ever, only 1,750 people can get that. Well, I guarantee you, there's going to be more than 2,000 millionaires in this that are going to be wanting to get that. So yeah. But for Marvel, I have all the Marvel ones that they came out with. And the ones I don't have is Groot, because that hasn't come out yet. So I think eventually I will sell certain things that I don't really want anymore. But also it's going to be much easier to buy those when Omi Moons. Keith says, thank you. Brendan Z says, why is there no 100 plus daily points for mint 69 hodlers? There should be. We should get like plus 69 points, or 6.9 points. Larry 2 says, Captain Carter is still super cheap for 200 to complete a set. You're absolutely correct. She is. I got one. I got her. Real Talk says, are you buying all of the Lokis to control the floor? Thanks. No, I don't think I can. I don't think I have enough money for that. Even if I sold, if I sold everything else, yeah, I could absolutely control the floors. But no, it's just because, again, the way I stated it before is just because I think the secret rare alligator Lokis are very susceptible to people coming in and playing whale games with them. And an unintended consequence of me making that video was that Dr. Profit went and purchased like 30 of them. I hope you not 30 secret rare collectibles, secret rare alligator Lokis, and like 9 of them are sub 100s, and that's somebody that just won't sell. So yeah, he's got like 4% of the entire supply himself, and I have like a little over 1%. So we have like 5-6% together. And again, why won't he sell? Is he going to do that? This dude, when he was purchasing his 100th Walt, let me say that again. When Dr. Profit was purchasing his 100th Walt, he took a screenshot of it, a video of it, and it showed that he had about 300,000 gems in there. This dude is a multi-millionaire, probably decamillionaire, if not more. Why he's not? This dude does not need to like try to buy the floor, control the floor, and then flip it for like $10,000. This dude does not get out of bed for $10,000, in my opinion. I don't really know him. We've messaged like once or twice, but he has this. There's some people, and I've seen this before in Pokemon, where a couple people in Pokemon that were relatively new, they're a little wet between the ears, are like, oh, so rich people can come in just like buy it. Like why don't they sell? It's like, listen, if you're buying something for $10,000, $50,000 Pokemon card, and you have like 8 figures in the bank just chilling, you don't need to sell. Like you even a pandemic, even if in like you don't need. So there's going to be a lot of people. There are already a lot of people in here that don't need to sell. And if I can't, like, I know I can't control the floor because there are people like that. I mostly buy them because I like them. Brendan Z says plus 420, yeah. BB Walt says Randy's creating the Florida of the VVverse with all of those gators. Oh, that I am moving to Florida. I think that'd be really cool to be Florida man. We've all seen those memes. Crypto Scholar says, hope the MCP and MTL drop side by side to offset MTL selling pressures. Well, MTL I'm really not concerned with because it's not going to drop and everybody suddenly has access at once. It's going to be, okay, a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there, 10,000 here. It's going to go in waves. And honestly, they could do 20,000 people a day because that's how many people were onboarding each day. So I really don't see that big of an issue. How a lot of people are concerned that like the market was going to crash. I don't see that at all. It's going to be open season for us trying to snipe stuff. Air TV, so Tabs trades that alligator Lokis. Real Talk says, which NFT is the lowest price to control the floor? Again, I don't know exactly how you would control the floor, but I've got to think it's like a Cryptkin or might be Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I think it's got to be Mr. Fantastic. Let's say Chupacabra for... Oh, someone bought my Tropicana. Very nice. Yeah, it's Mr. Fantastic. Because there's so much. It's only $19. But again, I don't know how you control the floor. So as I sold that Tropicana... Go. I bought another alligator Loki. I now have 19 alligator Lokis. Common, anyway, common. So thank you to whoever bought that. Player 2 says, I'll be honest, the Loki Gator just doesn't do it for me as a collectible. Yeah, and here's the thing, like, I even made like a video like the next day or 2 days later saying that I probably should have done it with like Storm. Because... you ask people about... Alligator Loki is so new. Nobody knows about him yet. But most people that know comics, or even if they don't know comics, even if they just watch the 90s show, the 90s X-Men show, you know who Storm is. She's one of the leaders of the X-Men. So I probably should have done it with Storm, because, she was very undervalued. I bought her... when she first came out, she was at $3,000, 27, 26, 25, all the way down to 1,600. As it was rising, I bought it at 1,900. There's literally one today for $749. That's a secret rare. That's a first appearance. That's animated. That is the first African American woman to be in Marvel Comics. So I bought it. I was like, this is stupid. Like, so yeah, because again, people were already willing to pay $3,000 for it at one point. You know, you get 1/4 of that. Stupid to not buy that, in my opinion. But yeah, it's to each their own. But again, Alligator Loki, if I did decide to sell, really probably won't really move until at least 2 years from now. 2023 is when we'll have Loki season 2, unless there's a really big delay in it. But even it's Loki season 2, Kid Loki and Alligator Loki, who survived Loki season 1, spoilers, they might only make like a cameo appearance. The real big thing that I'm betting on is that currently between Kid Loki, the new Hawkeye, you know, the I forget her name already, Kate Bishop, I'm sorry, and then Speed and Wiccan, you know, Wanda Maximoff's kids, Ironheart. Sure, there's going to be a Young Avengers. Probably 5 years from now, maybe within 5 years from now, there will be a Young Avengers. Kid Loki is on the Young Avengers. He's been doing that in the comics. And, well, who was traveling with Kid Loki at the end of the Loki series? It was Alligator Loki. Makes perfect sense for him to be a mascot. Now, again, this is a long-term play that probably won't pay off for years. Or sooner, I don't know. Joseph says, I think they render the NFTs in low resolution to combat the small amount of servers. That's very possible. Justin B says, I came here for the investment, but have been turned into a collector, and I'm loving it. This is why Veve will win. I know why Veve will win. Because when me and Taps were in, when we were in Designer Con, when we roomed together, and he was telling me about how he spent like thousands of dollars of collectibles in collectibles that week, because it was like Disney Week and all that. I was like, oh, all right, that's cool, it's interesting. And then, like 20 minutes later, he says, "Hey, can I play you a song like on YouTube?" So yeah, sure, go play it. And I heard an ad. I was like, "Taps, what the fudge is that? Is that an ad on YouTube?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You don't spend like the $12 a month it is to get free ads like YouTube Premium?" And he's like, "I'm cheap, bro." And I was like, "You just said you spent like a couple $1,000s in collectibles this week. You're cheap?" He's like, "No, I actually am very cheap. Like, actually, I'm very frugal, and I don't like to spend money." So, again, like, I eat MREs, and I eat Taco Bell to save money so I could buy more Omi and buy more of this. I know this will succeed because it's taking cheap and frugal people like me and Taps, and it's not forcing us, but it's causing us to spend tens of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands if you go with Omi, But, yeah, that's how I know it'll succeed. Eli Stanky says, why is Bubbles more than Professor? Thinking Professor is undervalued at 450 mints. What's your opinion? I'm Powerpuff Girls, the trio, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Bubbles just has a lot more star power than Professor, even though, there's only 75% of the mints for Professors there is Bubbles. Bubbles is just... Bubbles is also hardcore. If you ever remember that one episode, Bubbles is cute. Bubbles is probably one of the favorites of that show. And Professor Utonium's okay. I don't have nostalgia for Professor Utonium. I have nostalgia for the girls, though. And Mr. Mojo Jojo. And him. Oh, God, good times. Player 2 says, just wait for Taps to come up with an awesome breakdown video. Oh, dude, I love his videos. I love his videos so much. I have notifications set so that every time Taps posts a video, always there, ready to go. Cody Thrive says, what percentage of your portfolio is Omi versus Veve NFTs versus Pokemon cards? So Omi versus Veve NFTs, just them by itself is, I would say, 90. If let's say my all Akomi portfolio, just Omi versus NFTs, like 92% Omi, 8% NFTs, and Pokemon cards like nothing. And thank you for that super chat. Tabs Trace is at Player 2. Don't really see many big updates on the article until we get an ETA on the phase rollouts. Yes. Cody Thrive says, love it. Digital collectibles over physical. For now, I will go back and I will purchase those Pokemon cards that I had sold. At least some of them. Player 2 agrees with Tabs Trades. Brendan Z's first uncommon animated tomorrow. Could be a chance to buy a bunch of cheap animated. items for long term. Agreed. Like Valdo. It says it's not passive if it's your full-time job. Well, you won't need to. You could just set it and forget it, and it'll just generate money from you. So you could make the argument that you would have to say, like, well, I'm really undercharging. I'm only charging $3 a day. People are charging $10 a day. I should fix that and charge $7, $8. Whatever. But that's not a full. I don't think that'd be a full-time job. You could do it for other people though. You say, like, hey, sir, you're very busy. You can sit here and you can lose money this way, or I could make you more money by adjusting for maximizing profits and lowering it when necessary. So this way, again, you're maximizing profits, and then they take a little piece of it. It's a small way for some people to contribute and get some little bit of money. Ryan Brown says, it's kind of a bummer that my Black and White Series 1 Batman set will be the same points as the least sought out set on the market. Yeah, but that worth is in the set, is in the amount people will pay for it. Marina Kruger says, did they say when the Master Collector program will start? Not yet. Also, I'm going to have to rush through these because my voice is going down. Collect from Norway says, hi, nice channel. You have diamonds. Little tried that every YouTube channel, talk about Todd, Spider-Man, Walt, Wonder Woman, new drops. Have we forgotten most Mickey hat golden moments? I like nostalgia things, and I have the Avengers logo, I have Golden Iron Man, I have Elsa, and I have Homer Simpson. I didn't get the Mickey's hat because even though I'm sure I saw Fantasia when I was a kid, and I actually learned how to play Sorcerer's Apprentice on the violin, I'm not really nostalgic for Mickey. I'm not nostalgic for Mickey or Walt. I do know about Walt Disney. Did a book report on him when I was younger. But I'm not really nostalgic for Wall-E or the Pizza Planet truck. I really just talk about what I like and what I'm nostalgic in. But yeah, I think any of those can turn animated at any point. And Mickey's hat, if the ball on his hat, whips around, I whip my hair back and forth. Not like that, but I played with Mickey on the Disney Arena, and he's pretty good. And he has his hat on there and a robe. So I hope people put the hat on Steamboat Willie. I think that'd be fun. I haven't really forgotten about them. I just don't know the collectible that well. I don't know what the floor is or how many there are. It's just not something that I specialize in. So yeah. Nemurio EF says, bonjour, ici la France. Bonjour, mais je m'appelle Randy. And then I think the only other two things I know is omelette du fromage and pâté à côté moi. And, je t'aime as well. Carl R. says, are we ever going to get more utility out of the Disney and Marvel collectibles from the companies themselves? Probably in the Veve-verse. I don't think it would be like, hey, come to our park, and if you have one of these, you get a free soda. Although, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like that. Rena Kruger says, would you say Spider-Man Secret Rare Collectible or Marvel Comics #1 Secret Rare? Which one do you see more value in the future? This is hard. Historically, I mean, Marvel Comics #1, that's... It might take a few years, but once all of the old school comic book collectors realize, oh, hey, this is something that... Excuse me. Oh, hey, this is something that is everyone's going to, and they see that the world is changing, they will get it. So because that's been proven before. People pay millions of dollars for that on the outside. And there hasn't been a Spider-Man statue that's done that. So I think the master... But that being said, I don't know if a lot of people will appreciate the comic for what it is. There's going to be a lot of people that will, and the price will go up because of that. But I think the overwhelming majority would probably prefer the Secret Rare Spider-Man because it's animated and it's the first of its kind. It's the comic, for many good things that there are about it, and there are a lot, it's not the first of its kind. It has a physical counterpart. Spider-Man doesn't. that has no physical counterpart. So that is a first of its kind, and I think that people will probably go towards that, probably gravitate towards that over the Marvel Comics #1. Just my opinion. Squidcap says retroactive MCP points are going to be insane. I've been accumulating since March. Retroactively, points are a one-time deal. Got to spend within 60 days. Did they say within 60 days or within 6 months? Cody Thrives says, imagine if someone spent $750,000 to buy 20 Spider-Man secret rares and make the floor of that secret rare Spider-Man $100K. I mean, at that point, you're only really owning though 2% of the whole supply, which is, it's a lot for secret rare Spider-Man, but there's still 98% out there. Now, there's gonna be, like me, I won't sell mine. The only way I would sell mine is if at some point mint numbers become super valuable and somebody says, oh, well, I have number like 3 something. Let's see what it is. Secret rare Spider-Man is number, oh, what is it? Oh my god. Number 390. If suddenly things below 500 have such a big advantage and such a premium than they do the top 500, then I would sell that and I would just get like a number 800, 900, whatever. But I don't think that's the case. I think at some point people are going to be like, they won't really care about mint number. They'll just be like, I just want the collectible. Because at that point it's going to be so hard to get. They're just going to want it. Now, obviously the lower mints will always carry a premium. Now, let's take a look here. $20,000 for the floor. What is the cheapest sub 100? Cheapest sub 100 is $48,900. Number 87. And then after that, it jumps right to 100,000. So is that worth it? I mean, probably. Because there's only ever 60 that you can get, from number, well, I don't know. What is the ones that they, how many did they take? If we go from edition low to high, I forget how many they took. Yeah, I think they started at 41 because there's number 45 that's listed up there. Lewis Morgan's got number 47. Good for you, mate. Moving on. Taps Trade says, what are the names of 18 Alligator Lokis? The 4 sub hundreds I have, the 2 secret rares and the 1 common and the 1 ultra rare will be Munchie, Peter, Davis, and Lefty. And then Taps, the next sub 100 I get, I'll name after you. Collect NFT Norway says, Mickey Hat and Powder Puff series is a keep. Angry? Value Power Puff Future Series 1. I have the first series, the first season, and I'm going to keep that. Linux says, hey Randy, how you doing? Just had a 33-hour drive from Netherlands back to Lithuania. What's new? Well, I'm not really sick anymore. My throat hurts, so I'm going to have to get through these pretty quickly. Ryan Brown's laughing. Tab says, Prince Vegeta would be a great name for one, and you should call one Thrashy. That's such a good idea. Such a good idea. I'll call one Thrashy. I'll change their names now. Abe McGee says, feeling better? A bit. Malcolm says, do any of you get those B&Ws on drops? Nah. Nah, fam. Luffy says, I need Master Collector points for Pokemon. Same. Director Wolfdog says, I find it so hard to let go of collectibles. Same. Taps has got Ultra Rare Animated Storm for $200. I agree, that is crazy. I wonder what she is right now. Because I know I overpaid for her. I overpaid for the Secret Rare. I definitely overpaid for the Ultra Rare as well. I paid $275 for one, and the floor price is $205. Not bad. We should get one. Okay, moving on, y'all. Brownie says, hey, let's go. Just Storm is American? She is. She was born in Harlem. Charleston Moore says, MREs are kind of expensive, though. I mean, these are from when I was in the military. So they're free, kind of. Justin says, I will never pay for YouTube Premium. Well, for me, it just saves time. I have zero intention of ever watching an ad on YouTube ever again. Wes says, Randy, Marvel Whale Chavez. What's up, Garrett? How's it going? Ryan Brown says Voltron super cheap set to complete right now. That's a good point. Did I complete the set? I don't know if I did complete the set. Let's take a look at the drops. Take a look at the Voltron. Ultra rare. What's that going for? Ultra rare is going for 200. Wow. Wow. So what's the rare going for? It's going for $78. Jesus. And the uncommon, what's the uncommon going for? 78. So is this 56? Okay. And the common, what's the common going for? 54. Okay, so the uncommon and the common are going for about the same. It's interesting. Air TV says, which NFT will hit 100K first, Todd or Pride? Are those the only options? If those are the only options, neither. But I think Pride would definitely go a lot higher. So there's not as many of them. But the first one to reach, I mean, because we already have Donnie. It's past there. But I would say, which one? Todd or Pride? Yeah, I would say, I'd say Pride. Pride definitely reaches that. There's really not as many of them, and you have a lot of LGBTQA plus community that will go and they'll crowdfund that. They'll be like, yeah, let's go and let's get one. Well, guys, I gotta bounce. My throat is starting to hurt. But everyone check out Star Helix, Wendy Stibalis, Kyle Willson, and Golden Assets on YouTube, and at Not Star Helix, at Hey David Don, and at EQ_crypto. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow, meow. Thank you all for the super chats. I love you. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, my throat. Okay, it burns.